check. I'm gonna have to watch a quick video. This is a very important stream for next week, Monday. Yeah, let me just say that off the bat, straight off the get-go. Potential power cut for next week, Monday. Yeah? We're gonna go through the numbers, of course, numerical numerology analysis, if you may, and see why that day is looking like it's going to be potentially, hopefully not, right? But as we've been screaming from the rooftops from our community, so to speak, nobody cares. So as I say, I'm literally just putting out this video just so I know I've done my part. That's it. You know, these videos don't get what they should be getting. Thousands of streams, thousands of comments. But hey, it is what it is. Again, I'm not logging on to moan. Just wanted to say that briefly. And as we know, it is what it is. So you know what I'm thinking? I might play the videos at the end. I mean, it's nothing new, but yeah, I think I might play them at the end. Actually, the videos. Let's play those at the end. I've seen them, you know, how many times. And again, if you're not up to speed with what we're talking about and why you should be concerned, and especially, you know, concerning this specific part of, you know, topic of discussion, cyber warfare, power cuts and blackouts and whatnot. And is it always, you know, from a solar flare from the sun or some atmospheric anomaly? As I think they tried to tie the Spanish blackouts to, right? Did they say it was a atmospheric anomaly? All right. Okay. Um, not saying that can't happen, but I mean, was it that really? You know, was it really that really? You know, who's setting up the MK Ultra Utopia, which has been set up from, you know, a good few decades now, and it's crazy to be living it out and coexisting with the Zombieland variants, NPCs, you know, the gullible folk. But yeah, to those that do take the time to watch the video, shout out to you all. Hopefully, as well, you could go the extra mile, which is just, you know, share the video. As I say, if you want it in a shorter form, because I don't know how long this video is going to be, this stream, you know, it could be 15 minutes, it might be 50 minutes, it could be 5 hours, who knows? Well, I'm not looking to do a 5 hours today. It's pretty hot out there in the UK today. Probably going to be one of the hottest days today, or yeah, again. But we will get through. But as I say, I woke up this morning. I watched a tiny piece of Zach's video the other day. Didn't watch it all, but then I went back to it after I was checking out the Gematria coffee granules and tea leaves. And basically, a bunch of what I'm going to say wasn't in one of the last videos concerning this blackout stuff that I shared via Zach. So it would be good for you to, you know, just listen and pay attention. Again, I will say things a couple of times as we go through. Especially again if you're new here, You know, things might not sink in too quickly for you, and you might not be writing stuff down again if you're new. You know, but for the veterans, you already know what's up. And again, shout out to the veterans, shout out to anybody new and enthusiastic, because that's very important. You know, if you're not enthusiastic with it, you know, you're not really gonna understand the layers and think it's just a whole bag of nonsense. We're just pulling, you know, numbers out of our backside and, you know, apophenia. You know, we're just trying to build up our narrative and your personal law of attraction and all this type of stuff, you know, and you're just making it up or seeing what you want to see type of thing, you know. Not the case. So again, if you're new here, what we do is basically show you how ritualistically scheduled and rolled out the given realities to us every single day. By understanding the simple code and practice of Gematria, the practice of coding numbers into words and phrases. As soon as you understand the super code and practice, you can truly see how the powers that shouldn't be manipulate and orchestrate all that they do 24/7, or should we say 25/8, you know, so relentlessly and redundantly. Um, Once you know this pattern and code, which of course there is an organic side, but there definitely is also megalomaniacs that are using the script, bending it, twisting it, you know, distorting it to their favor, and also causing an amplification. So all the madness that you see what's going on, from people just spazzing out to scripted events, and as I say, seems to be a form of, you know, predisposition. And then of course how you're polarized in nature, and of course the numbers around you that are allocated. And again, if you think it's silly what I'm speaking about, as we set foundation before we go through with what I have to talk about today and go through the numbers for next week, Monday, 7/7. Again, if it's silly, again, is cymatics silly? If you don't know what cymatics is, go figure. Again, is cymatics stupid? Is Fibonacci code and spiral stupid? Is mitosis in the womb, back to the flower of life and patterns in nature? Is that stupid? Obviously not. So, to the naysayers, again, quick disclaimer: I'm not responsible for your lack of understanding. All right. Again, I'm not responsible for your lack of understanding. Again, I don't know it all, but of course I can only, you know, say so much. You know, I can't think for you. I can't change your perception. You know, that's all down to you. Um, and at the same time, not everybody's gonna see what you see. You know, and that's why I always say, don't expect the world to change. Because if it was going to change for our betterment, I'm pretty sure something would have truly started a long time ago with all the information that's out, especially now, present day. I mean, give me a break. And then, of course, you've got the gaslighting 101 narcissistic people running the show that will, you know, already will weaponize, you know, even my type of speech. Oh my God, numbers. He's talking about numbers and numerology. Let's weaponize that sentence, what he said. Yes. Again, any minute, they'll be abseiling through the window. I'll be getting arrested. Hello, hello, hello. You've had too much to think. Oh, shit. I need a breathalyzer or something. Oh. Anyway. Ain't no stopping us. No stopping. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Right, let's get a quick talk of old Mary Jane, and then we'll get crack-a-lacking as we crack through some of these codes and the obvious folk who's behind it. And the unfortunate part of the circumstance of nobody sharing, nobody inviting those that should be, going on to talk or podcast or whatever the case may be, or reaction videos. But yeah, this very thing that dictates and steers your life, that's right in your face. But of course, they've got time to run after money, numbers, money. Again, sports games, the points, whatever the division they're in, how many goals they need to score, or tennis, or whatever it is. NASCAR, Formula One. Care about all those numbers, as we say and shown you. They can have it in movies, all types of different movies. Obviously, some more blatant than others. But it's definitely there, without a shadow of a doubt. Now let me get my notes up here. Give me a moment. All right, so the Spanish blackouts that took place April 28th, 2025. Excuse me one moment here. Yeah, so April 28th, 2025, which was a Monday. And of course, we're looking at next week, Monday, for a potential cyber attack, blackout, power cut, national grid, power grid down, etc. Right? Now, again, just recently on the news, they've been saying, they've got intelligence. They always give you that. Oh, yeah, got intelligence. Yeah, so you flipping doing it 90% or going up to 99.9% of the time. It's you lot. You're the boogeyman. You're the one stirring it up. You're the ones doing it. Again, Jesuit order have infiltrated everything. Yeah. On all sides of the bird, no matter what Democrat, Republican, or Labour, to this thing, to that thing. It's all the same shit. And at this stage, it's going to be very rare to have, just normal folk that might be in politics and whatever. Like, how many's in there if all the Jesuits are in there conspiring and doing their, what they do? But anyway, apparently some intelligence to do with Iran, because they've got the whole Iran thing going on right now, right? With Israel, Iran. But anyway, the intelligence again to do with or concerning a potential cyber hack in America. And interestingly, the numerology on April 28th, 2025, so 428, 4 add 28, add 20 or 25 equals 77. Remember, power equals 77, of course, talking about power cuts, right? So power 77. Is it United States that equals 77? I have to get it up in my notes in a moment, but I'm sure it was. And I just saw a dub play just before coming on. I said, oh my God, I'm going to have to go live. I'm going to have to, because this is not looking good. And remember, also, well, not remember, but just know. Oh, excuse me, I'm looking at a couple of things, going to say a couple of things. But I just want to make sure I'm nice and concise and I'm just taking my time. But anyway, again, it was April 28th, right? The word cyber equals 28. Also note for Monday next week, it's the 188th day of the year. Yeah. Cyber attack equals 188. Did I mention Iran? Iran terrorism? If you write that out, that equals 177. As of July 7th, next week, Monday, it leaves 177 days of the year. And we know the Jesuit order, if you write it out, that equals 177. Yeah? Also, cyber attack equals 71. And from April 28th, with the Spanish blackouts, with the probable maybe next week situation to take place, is 71 days. Cyber attack equals 71. So we've got 71. Yeah. 71 days. Again, cyber attack equals 71. And cyber attack equals 188. Again, next week, Monday, July 7th, is the 188th day of the year. Also, Moravian Illuminati equals 188. So again, cyber attack 188. Yeah. It's on a day with a life lesson of 23. I'm sure Blackouts equals 23. It equals 32 as well, because the day numerology for 428, of course, is, add it up, 32. And if you write out Blackouts, you'll find it equals 32 and 23. Again, forward and backwards with the alphabet, and then forwards and backwards again. Excuse me, forward and backwards again with the rules of numerology. And voila, yeah? So again, Blackouts 32, August 28, forward 28, and then you've got the life lesson for next week, which is 23. 7 add 7, 2 add 0, 2 add 5 equals 23. Yeah? And again, remember, power and United States equals 77, as we already spoke about with the numerology from 428, 4 at 28, at 20 at 25 equals 77. Again, United States equals 77. The word power, again, power cuts, power, the word power equals 77. Oh, somebody's in the chat. Sorry, I was on a different part of the screen. Yes, yes. Yes, Squirrel Sniper. Spliff patrolling, you done know. Yes, yes. I don't even want to spliff patrol too much. I had 2 blasts and I'm good. Through the heat. That shit will just absolutely wreck you. And but yeah, I mean, it's looking highly likely. Hopefully nothing happens next week. And again, just before going live, even though actually I thought it earlier this morning, when I was reading the Gematria granules and tea leaves, I was like, oh yeah, of course. And why am I oh yeah in? Because I reminded myself again just before going live, and I put it up on a tab. Uh, of course, you had 7/7 bombings in the UK. You know what I mean? So again, I know I'm saying the UK, America, Spain, whatever. But my point is, they love these days for a reason, right? And obviously, certain places, the latitudes and longitude and all this type of stuff, they're not just doing, twin towers where you think it's just random. For those that, still ain't like, woken up a little bit and said, huh, actually, is there more to. You need to, break those the mind anchors. You need to break the shackles of the mind, man. Seriously, it's too obvious right now. And again, I'm not giving you all the bits and pieces, but there's a couple nice low-hanging fruits here. That's why I said, shit, I need to. I'm gonna have to fire up the channel, fire up the cylinders and the pistons. And what's this? Let me put this on the screen. So yes, Screw Sniper, Spiff Patrolling, yes. Goes on to say, what's this? The van says 34 Celsius, hotboxing. Literally. Literally hotboxing today. Fucking hell, good one, yeah. Fucking hell. Literally. Oh, mate. So yeah, the life lesson, the 23 blackouts, following the 77 as well for obvious reasons. Also, going back to 428 for the Spanish blackouts, remember the life lessons 41, 4 at 28, 2 at 0, 2 at 5 equals 41. Power cuts equals 41. Again, the life lesson, yeah? And we've got 23 on the other side. Blackouts 23, 7 and 7, 2 and 0, 2 and 5, 23. I mean, give me a break. Spoke about the 188 and the 177. Again, Iran terrorism 177, the Jesuit order 177. Again, next Monday, 7/7 leaves 177 days of the year. Again, the Jesuit order, along with Iran terrorism, equals 177. And remember, it's the 188th day of the year as of July 7th. Cyber attack equals 188. And we just spoke about the 71 days briefly just now, 5 minutes ago. Cyber attack also equals 71, and it's 71 days from April 28th to next week, Monday. And again, both days, or the potential day, but hopefully it doesn't happen next week, but we know April 28th was also Monday, right? So that was a Monday, and we've got an upcoming Monday. Yeah. So hopefully nothing happens on. And again, United States equals 77, power equals 77. Here we are talking about next week, Monday, upcoming, forecasting, Gematria meteorologist saying, hey, just like other people in the community, with days to look out for. Hopefully it doesn't happen, but again, United States equals 77. America equals 32. Remember the day numerology, blackouts is 23 and 32. So always note how things may kind of crisscross and lap over as you do your reference checks if you're new to this type of information. And USA, if you do the abbreviation, United States of America, if you do USA, that equals 41. Remember the life lesson for Spanish blackouts? Wow. It's not looking sexy for next week, I'm telling you. I hope nothing happens, obviously. I hope I'm wrong. I hope nothing happens. But, I mean, these people are so redundant with this. And as I say, 7/7 bombings in 2005 in the UK, you know, they love, and there's a reason, you know, method to the madness. That's all I'm saying. There is a method to the madness, which is not actually a madness because it all makes sense, to be fair. It's just the people behind it being mad with their megalomaniac brain cells. Anywho, right. Remember, cyber equals 28. We spoke about that already, just quickly, but I'll just say it as I'm just looking at it again. Again, April 28th for Spaniola, Spanish people. I know it affected other regions just outside Spain as well. I just can't remember where it was and the names of it and the geographical stuff. But anyway, and remember, cyber attack equals 109. Did they not have was it the cyber polygon? Was that last year on 10th of September? So again, 10/9, 109. Cyber attack equals 109. And again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you know, people like World Economics Forum and all this type of stuff, or your Bilderbergs, or, you know, your, what's his name? Billy? Billy the Goat Gates. We'll just say it like that. Yeah. If you don't know what Event 201 is and who was behind it, go figure. But I'm sure you know what happened in 2020, yeah? Still ongoing now. But anywho, Cyber Polygon was you know, they do a lot of dry run simulations. Yeah, just like for 9/11, I'm sure there was probably about 5 to 10. Not to mention the Brazilian programs and sports or fake sports like WWF that let you know there was something forthcoming. It's amazing how brazen they are. Sorry, I'm not going to get off track with any sidebarring for a long time, but as I'm talking, it just never ceases to amaze me how in your face and brazenly clear and obvious somewhere along the line. How they're not held accountable. You know, I don't care if it's Mean Gene, you know, whatever, Ted DiBiase, yeah, some of the old school names, yeah, if you know about your Mean Gene and some of these characters from WWF. Now, obviously, I know some of them ain't here right now. Is Mean Gene still alive? I don't know. Triple H, Vince McMahon. Yeah, if we're gonna start talking about some of the gay stuff, in if you know, you know. That's all I'm gonna say. There's a lot of suspect stuff being going on and still going on, which is pretty sickening to think about. But hey, as I say, you know, there's no smoke without fire. You know, that's all. There's no smoke without fire, yeah. And temperature's hot when you start looking in certain areas. That's all I'll say. But anyway, there's a lot of dry run simulation stuff that takes place and is there, you know. And I'm not saying that you can't do these things, but it's just funny how these things always line up. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you can't do like a mock test and an exam and say boom, 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 and you know the scenario that could take place. Like I'm not saying, but in the midst of all the other stuff, you know, cars driving into people, all the crazy shit going on. But anyway, let's keep it moving. Oh, let me quickly change the. If you write out Iranian terrorism, again, we spoke about Iran terrorism with the 177, right? And why it's important, allocated with next week's day that leaves 177 days of the year as of 7/7, 2025. So again, Iran terrorism, 177. But anyway, if you write out Iranian terrorism, of course, the notorious 201, that's what it equates to. Right, let's keep it moving. the word power, you spoke about 77, it also equates to 32. Go figure. We're not heavily. Ooh, as I was gonna say, we're not heavily tracking the 22 because America also equals 22. Right in my peripheral in the next cipher, I said, oh my god, 14. USA equals 14. Next week, Monday, day numerology obviously is 14. 7 add 7 equals 14. Again, United States of America, the abbreviated way, of course, USA, it equates to 14. Go figure. Some pupil dilates. I'm like, ah, oh shit. And remember, on the other side, we got the reflection of that is 41. We spoke about it already as we're moving on, or keeping it moving right now. But USA 41, like the life lesson for April 28th. Again, power cut equals 41. Terror equals 41. Of course, you know they like to terrorize the minds of the people. And to set up the infrastructure for a lot of the AI stuff and digital stuff and digital security, you know what I mean? Facial recognition, digital currency, yada yada yada. But yeah, Terra 41, USA 41, Power Cut 41. Man, this is just undeniable, man. USA 40 like Terra. Terra also equals 40, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Right, let's keep it moving. Now, if you write out, oh, where's it gone? Hold up here. Anyway, Freemasonry, excuse me, 139. Blackouts equals 139. Is it America that equals 139 or just United States? Ah, it's America. There it is. My eyes were getting bombarded with all the info. I was on a different slide. I'm like, all right, it's just there. Fantastic. Yeah, so America equals 32. Like blackouts. Fucking hell. So America 32, America 139, also like blackouts. Again, Freemasonry equals 139, like blackouts. And America, wow. Again, America 32, like blackouts. And 139, like blackouts. Wow. This is not looking good. Like, as I was going through this morning, I said, oh, it's about 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock this morning, 1st of July. Pinch punch and all of that. But yeah, I was like, shit, this is not looking sexy. I'm gonna have to go live. As reluctant as I am, I'm gonna have to go live. This is, beyond me. Like, who am I? Like, don't watch me. Like, hello, are you like, can you see this? If not, as I already said, in today's transmission, I can only do and say so much. I'm but one man. So, small community. We do try to do the outreach, but the outreach just ain't outreaching. You get me? He's trying to do a look or something, but you get me? The outreach just ain't outreaching. Them times you'd think the maths that we're showing ain't mathing. Like, what go on? Come on. What? How is the maths not mathing? Okay, no. Like 10 years of a serious preponderance of evidence, and the multi-layeredness of it, the multi-layered nature of it. It's just amazing to me. Just like, wow. Right. Let's keep it moving. It's just amazing. Ooh! When I saw this, I said, oh, you ready? Are you ready? Now, I can't remember all the stuff for 0 day, So be sure, if you're new watching this, be sure to check the playlist. I've already put it in the description. Go to the playlist, yeah, the Global Tech Chaos playlist. And when you go in there, just scroll down, or if you're gonna go through all the videos. But anyway, if you go in there, go to the Spanish one, and then you'll see the stuff for 0 day, right? But watch this now. Oh, 0 day, remember, it equates to, we just spoke about 32 and 40, also equals 94. So Terra, 40 and 94. We spoke about Blackouts, was it USA or America? Let me make sure that I'm concise. Yeah, America 32. Yeah. Power 32, Blackouts 32. 0 day equals 32. This is the show on Netflix. I haven't even watched the show yet. But look look at all the low-hanging fruits you can begin to see, even if it is all organic. But clearly we know there's, mad maniacal megalomaniac mittens involved. Yeah, heavily nefarious. Beyond your wildest dreams. Whatever you thought, no, they're worse than that. You know them one day. But anyway, 0 day Netflix equals 68, like Terra equals 68. So again, we've got the 94 and 40 with just 0 day. We spoke about the 32 with 0 day just now, right? Just. Yeah? 0 day Netflix equals 68. Terra equals 68. But what was the actual, the pupil dilation I saw? Yeah? When I clocked this, I said, oh, because it's 19 weeks and 4 days from the release of 0 day. Again, this is a show to do with cyber attacks in America. Like, they've got a huge renowned star, in the Hollywood circles. We've got Robert De Niro in the show. Robert De Niro. Yeah. It's 9, Chaos 19. Again, Cyber Attack 109, drop the 0, 19. Quickly, Twin Towers, 19 hijackers. Then 19 years later, they give you Celeb 19 in 2020, as I dubbed it, Celeb 19. You know what I'm talking about, C19. Come on, think about it. Again, the word chaos equals 19. So we've got 19 weeks and an overhang of 4 days from the release of 0 day Netflix, which came out 20th of February 2025. It might be one I can remember. Was it Spanish Blackouts that equals 202? Something like that. Yeah? So again, when did this come out? But anyway, we're now looking at how it allocates with the hopefully not going to happen next week, Monday 7/7, right? 19 weeks and 4 days. Does anybody want to take a wild guess what 0 day Netflix equates to in reverse ordinal? Does anybody want to? Yeah, you know what it is, yeah? 194. Like 19 weeks and 4 days? I mean, come on. Yo. Come on. And as we keep pointing out, our mofo is going to be like, oh my God. I should have downloaded that video from Audio Oracle. Or I should have at least took note. Being mindful, or, also writing some bits down. I'm not saying just from me. I'm just saying in general. Now, did you catch that? Did you screen record that 5 minutes from whoever else? Like, what? Because imagine, this shit could go off and it's off for more than 24 hours. And I'll quickly say, when you come across those channels, and this is not like I'm better than or in that way, it's just, man, the increase of subs, the views, a whirl of comments. And I'm not saying some of these channels aren't got some good points what they might be talking about, but they're not talking about. Did I mention knife crime today? I didn't mention anything to do with knife crime today, but if you're not up to speed, go on note why it's important to understand what we're talking about over here. And even if they're not getting us on, so to speak, as I already pointed out earlier today, at least do a rule of thumb, learn it, do it yourself, show people, and or refer also with, back to the community. Why is that so difficult? I don't get like what the mental block is just another level. So crazy. As I'm going past the slide, we're not finished yet, but it's a branch of the cyber attack and cyber warfare tree of things that's been going on. But anywho, we covered some of this. We definitely spoke about it. You had M&S and Co-op in the UK with the shenanigans going on. We had Christian Dior as well, right? I'm sure I covered that in one of the last streams, along with Jessie J. Remember the Jessie J cancer stuff? If you haven't seen that, or heard it at least, because I'm sure it's just the audio breakdown and decode, aka situation reveal. But be sure to catch those. And after I've hit the home run with this, I may just fire it up and do the stream that I've already set up before this one. If you saw on the community wall post there, there's got some things to go over. But yeah, so they've got saying here, this is the independent UK teen hacking group behind M&S cyber attack finds new target. I mean, really, we know it's you, but as I say, to the untrained eye, they have no idea what's going on. No idea. And then they still don't care even when shown. That's just the killer bit. I will never get over that. It's like, okay, how long did it take you to learn your ABCs? As I say, potty train. As I always say, if you're not potty trained in logic, you make it a shit show for everybody else. All right. So can we get logically potty trained, please? Or potty trained in logic? I'll say it like that. So yeah, a group of hackers known as Scattered Spider, mostly made up of English-speaking teenagers from the UK and the US, have caused hundreds of millions of pounds of damage through sophisticated social engineering attacks. Goes on to say high-profile targets in the UK have included Marks and Spencer and Co-op, but the group has expanded its focus with the FBI now warning of attacks. They get intelligence in, right? As I always say, they're insulting our fucking intelligence and the goodwill of the people that just would never understand how bad it actually is, What's that one? It's easy to tell them how they was fooled and to show them. Well, how'd that one go again? You know the saying, right? Probably butchered it a bit there, just can't remember right now. But anywho, so the group has expanded its focus with the FBI now, honing in, I'm doing the air quotes, they're scrambling in, now warning of attacks because they've got intelligence on US airlines. Of all the things, right? These times, as I've already been suspected, ain't it uno that I've already been, I'm telling you, there's no way all of a sudden planes are just coming down. Why are planes just coming down? How many plane crashes in the last 6 months? 8 months. As I pointed out, is it something in the air that comes around, Spanish flu every 100 years, cycles? Like, what's going on? This is unprecedented shit. This is like, how is this just happening? I think it's you know who's. And already from this community, I'm pretty sure Zach said, look out for plane crashes this year. What was it? Plane 79? No, how does it go again? Is it plane 79? And then the prime relationship. It might be that. I know I'm not far off. I'm literally like 99.9. I might have to just rejuggle something around there, but it's there. All right. So anyway, the scattered spider typically gains access by impersonating employees and tricking IT help desk staff into resetting account credentials, exploiting human vulnerability rather than technical flaws. Man, the amount we've covered, man, with this type of shenanigans. You know, password fell, somebody forgot their password, now the airport's down, you know, all this type of stuff. We know it's you. Said I'm not saying this scenario couldn't pop up, but I mean, it's like, come on, man. It is just movies after movies, literally playing out. And two twos, you put the number to it, and yes. See ya. What we need is actual, true law and order, with none of this infiltrated madness and satanic, you know, all the rest of the satanic stuff. Anywho, last bit here. Despite arrest and several members, included alleged leader Tyler Buchanan, the group's attacks have continued to escalate, demonstrating their persistent threat. Cybersecurity experts emphasize that these attacks highlight critical importance of human vigilance and targeted cyber skills development for all employees, as social engineering can bypass even robust technical defenses. When it's uno, half of these big places like a carport, M&S or whatever, what you think that the higher ups that own it all, you think they don't know what's going on? Yeah, of course they do. All right. Can't remember all of this, but I'm sure it's come up again recently. You know, you got the WannaCry virus. That also equals 188, like cyber attack and Baravian Illuminati. If you know about the WannaCry stuff, I can't remember it right now off the top, but I have to get a quick refresher. Judaism 77, Zionist 77, United States 77. Yeah. Hold up here. Give me a moment. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to check this out. I don't know if I saw this before and I just overlooked it. But interestingly, there's a movie that came out, I'm sure it was 2016. And you want to know what the movie is called? It comes out next week, Tuesday. You want to know what it's called? And it's apparently a white knuckle thriller. 0 Days. Did I mention Netflix show that started just this year called 0 Day? And of course, this is to do with, yeah, cyber attacks. Yeah, it's got World War 3.0 as well on the movie poster. I mean, give me a break. And what's the Iran stuff again? Are they saying that it could possibly do what again? Trigger. But again, don't be fooled. I'm coming to the comments. I'll finish my paragraph. I just saw the comments light up. But yeah, never be fooled. The Jesuits, their tentacles, you know, they spread far. Yeah? It's not Hamas versus Israel. They're all in it. That's how crazy it is. Yeah. You don't mean that all those that are in Hamas know what's going on. I'm saying whoever control, like, yeah. It's just all lemmings, cannon fodder. Oh, yes. How many virgins in the next life? Nonsense. Yeah. However they get them to, you know what I mean? It's all crazy madness and buffoonery. Oh, nuclear. Just that, nuclear war. Oh my God, on the brink of. Can you not just fuck off? Is that like, but. Oh my God. Right, let me get to the comments. God wins in the end, bro. The power's just gone out in my house. Yours too. Where are you at? You what? Where you? Hold up. Where you at? What you saying? It started early. Before I even check my electric. Hold up. No, but nothing would be on though. No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. It's happy when I saw that fucking the little circle thing that comes around on the screen as you plug in the thing. You get me? Yeah, boy. Right. So this is a shout out to God wins in the end. Let's put it on the screen for a moment. Is it still up there? Oh yeah. Yeah, see, I'm even battling with that one. God wins in the end. Because nature's good and bad all at the same time. Nature don't care. And then you got aspects and dynamics of it all. And then yin and yang, left, right, male, female. Good, evil, black, white, whatever. Yeah, I'd say just get beyond all of that. Yeah, wherever you're going in your consciousness, get beyond that. I'm not saying it's just, I'm just saying it in general. God will in the end. Wins in the end. But you're in that. Me there too, don't it? That is where I am. That is where I reside. On the south side. Yeah, my power's alright. Shit. How's your street? Yeah, I'm not sure if you're new here, but if you are new here, shout out to you. What was I just talking about? Oh yes, 0 days. Again, if you're not up to speed, there is a playlist in the description, and be sure to go through that playlist. But yeah, 0 days. This movie, it originally came out July 8th. So again, we are talking about 77, 7/7, the day before. Again, just quickly saying it again. I'm sure God wins in the end. He's in the UK. He knows about 7/7 bombings. And as I was saying earlier, they don't choose certain days for fun or where it takes place with the longitude and latitude and all that type of stuff. You know what I mean? Along the meridian lines or the ley lines of the earth. Again, they don't move Cleopatra's Needle and erect certain buildings and do all this stuff. You know what I mean? There's a reason for the season. So all the naysayers, again, you can think it's silly if you wanna, but this is what's directing your life, man. Keeping you in a specific type of Groundhog Day. So yeah. Right, let me get onto this part here, because this part I said, oh no way, I'm gonna have to go live. Hold up. I've even got, do you know what? I've got the McLaren driver that died the other day. I've got the rape guy that got caught, the 92-year-old black guy. I know that's a big story that popped up. I've done some interesting numerology with that. So I'll finish this one because I just want to keep this one designated for the power cut stuff. But just to let you know, I've got Big Man Stormzy, the numerology for that. There's a few more as well. If you go in the description for that video, you'll see it, what's in there, because it can't all fit in the title, right? But if you go in the description, right, boom, and a few more situations that I caught, and I said, huh, imagine that. Quickly, Talisa's dad. It's only a quick one, but on the organic side, I think his real name was Plato Kontostavlos. Excuse me if I'm butchering it badly. But anyway, Talisa, N-Dubs, well known in the UK, and of course X Factor. And a stint with the law. But anyway, their dad, I think, died today, if I'm not mistaken. And if it is today, interestingly, I think his stage name was Steve. He was big to a degree in the music. What was that song? Oh my God. Is it In the Summertime? I didn't even play the song, but I'm pretty sure this must be the song. In the summertime when the heat is high. Da, 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 da. Must be that song, if I'm not getting confused. It must be. But anyway, I think he played the keys, the keyboards, he's involved with the band. What are they called again? Oh, was it Muggy? I can't remember what they're called now. Anywho, I'm gonna bust brain cells over it. But anywho, July 1st, right? 7/1. Of course, the date can be written that way, as it is in some parts of the world. I know we do day before month in the UK. But anyway, Steve equals 71, Plato equals 71. He died when? If I'm not mistaken, today. I just saw that before going live. Right, let's keep it moving back to... Right, so, as I will show a quick special video for with the Boondocks cartoon, I've played it many times, but I will play it at the end of this for obvious reasons. But anyway, one of the forecast dates before many years ago that came through was the power cut situation that happened in Texas. Texas, of course, in America, yeah? Again, forecast via the community, and of course, Zach. Again, if you haven't been on his channel, Number Games with Zachary K. Hubbard. Yeah, I'm sure if you just write Number Games with Zach or Zachary, it will come up. But interesting, they love order out of chaos. You know what, before we even get, well, I'm going to get to the numerical stuff with that in a moment, but it was in my peripheral as I've just zoomed in, I said, oh my God. It's 7 months and 7 days from February 14th. To next week, Monday, for another 77. Again, United States, remember power. Again, power cut. Again, power equals 77. And whatever else we had. And of course, the date itself, 7/7. And the alternative span is 222 days. And we know they love order out of chaos. And again, chaos equals 19. And you've got cyber attack, which equals 109. Drop the 0, 19. And again, cyber attack also equals, we heavily covered, but I'm only going to say this bit one time. I'm not going to do the rest of it. But the day of the year, next week, Monday, is the 188th day of the year, and cyber attack equals 188. Again, if you just joined, you're going to rewind, because I don't want to go over, what I've already said earlier when I was going over it like a broken record. But it's good to do that, right? Because, you want to make it sink in your brain. It should be like riding a bike. Because once you know it, you know it. Yeah? It really is that simple. So I'm just cross-referencing here, jumping around, looking at some dates. So we just looked at the February 14th, Valentine's Day, right? Concerning Texas blackouts. And then now we're looking at, which I partially mentioned earlier, the Simulation Day, which I'm pretty sure was 10th of September last year, 2024. But if you do it for this year, and again, 109, so 10th of September, again, we just spoke about cyber attack with the 109, yeah? 10/9, 10th of September. That's when they had the dry run simulation. Just like they do for C19 and many other things that you're unaware of, unless you're paying attention. And as we always point out, it must be some type of cosmic contract, because at least they've told you. If Uno, listen, if you want to sleep, if you want to be an NPC, Zombieland variants, and you don't want to understand, the Matrix revealed and all this type of stuff, that's on you. But just know, your reluctance to do so makes it highly uninhabitable for those like myself. And it's highly frustrating, highly annoying when it's also obvious. Because then you guys then turn into like accomplices, you know what I mean? Knowingly and unknowingly for the most part. As we live out the idiocracy. Again, if you haven't seen that movie, watch that today. Watch the idiocracy today. And some of those movies that I've put to watch in the description, some of which is actually on YouTube. Yeah, if you haven't seen Knowing with Nicolas Cage, watch that today. Instantaneously after the transmission. All right. Now, terrorist equals 65. You got. Oh shoot! Why am I seeing the 66 now as well? Holy shit! Or a span of 66 days. Yeah. So from next week Monday to the anniversary day for the Cyber Polygon. That's what it's called if you want to look it up. Yeah, Cyber Polygon again. I'm sure it was held by people like World Economic Forum and all these characters that go to deal with these places, or Bilderberg or BlackRock, or a combo of, more than likely. Rothschilds, Rockefellers, the gang. Let me just quickly get what word goes with 66 quickly, because I know I've been seeing that about. Hold up. I don't know why I went back on my slides, because it's probably going to be the next slide coming up. Fuck it, I'm there now. Okay, let's see. Yep, Iran equals 66. Of all the 66s, yeah, Iran equals 66. I know it's not for over here, hopefully not. But if you write out UK terror attacks, that equals 66. And 201. Again, Iranian terrorism 201, Hamas terrorism 201, State of Israel 201. Again, the Jesuit order 201. If you write out sacred number, that equals 201. Holy Bible equals 201. Heliocentrism equals 201. There's a bunch I'm forgetting right now as well. But just know, special number. And the order was preserved by Catherine the Great from Russia back in time. They even made a show about it on Hulu, about Catherine the Great and the 201 Jesuits that was preserved. Yeah? Very important to just even slightly, even remotely understand something. Again, I don't know it all, but you can't let these type of low-hanging fruits just pass you by like this. I mean, what? These are the people that are driving and varying the course to a degree of your life. Yeah? Your children, family, friends, other colors and creeds that you don't know. There's other humans out here. Insects, creatures, animals, mammals, fish. Like, fucking hell, man. Come on. Oh, you got time for TikTok? But what time is the time that's striking for you to wake up? What are you saying? You don't hear the alarm. Ring the alarm. Another sound is dying. Whoa, yay. And of course, as you die out, you just have more, you just replace those that then back on the field. The field. The field of labor. The field of no sovereignty. You know what I mean? Not the cotton picking field anymore. You're on a different type of field. I'm not just talking about blacks, everybody. So anyway, spoke about 66, right? So again, terrorist 65. If you include the end date, 66 days. And again, Iran 66. I think there's another 66 that I'm forgetting right now. Also, this year, that Polygon date, 10/9, 10th of September, again, cyber attacks equal 109. We've gone over that so many times. But anyway, this year, it's got the kill date on it as well. And you know, Israel 64/28, and I think 44 maybe. Definitely 64/28, Israel, when you write it out. And we know kill 64 and 28. But yeah, that is a very significant numerology that comes up every month. Every month that comes up. And it's the same numerology. Once you get used to it, you say, oh yeah, it's the same numerology. As you go forward through the year, whatever was on the 12th of whatever month, the next month it will be on the 11th. The month after that be the 10th. Very simple. But at first it might be, I might bombard you a little piece, but if you can, just endure for a little piece, keep enthusiastic. And once you understand it, as I said, there's an organic side as well. It's not all scripted events and the controllers. No, there's an organic side, yeah? What was 71 again? Shoot. Because we've got... Remember we had the global tech situation last year with the huge meltdown. Remember that? And it was to do with old Billy Goat Gruff. What name? William. Henry Gates, which also equals 201. Did I mention event 201 today? The German simulation for C19, one of about 5 to 6 before 2020. We had exercise sickness in the UK. We had another one in the stateside, I think it was Clade X. Give me a break. You can even watch it on YouTube. The official channel for them is Central of Security and Health, something like that. Yeah, you will find even other simulations like they're showing ya. This is how brazen and faced they are. They even show ya movies, your Netflix show that you like, or your Amazon. Got your sexy beverage and your smoke and your popcorn. Feet up. Let me catch this app. We get into this season. Damn times. You missed what they was actually telling you. Or honing in on what they're telling you somewhat. But still like it will suck the life out of you and then you've got no vigor. Got all this other stuff going on. I'm only one person. How can I? What can I do? How can I do? You know what I mean? And that's how they get you. While you was busy watching, The Matrix or something. Oh yes, that's what they need to do to break the shackles of the mind. And yes, go Neo, go. Go on Trinity, get in there. You know what I mean? 2-2's no, you got no vigor for the fight. Well, you send your child off to school with a face mask on. Oh! Well, they got to get in. And I haven't got time to take up, so I can teach my child at home and stuff like that because I've got to work. That's how they get you. They get you in how many angles, people. That's how they get you. Right, what was that 71? Is that coming up next on the slide? Because we're about to finish this. I don't mean to even sidebar too much here, but I'm still setting this foundation. Because if I just speak about numbers and somebody new that could come to the information. Right, what was that 71 I had? It was... of course it is. Cyber attack. Remember, we've got 71 days from the Spanish one to next week. So the Spanish one that already took place, that we already spoke about today. Yeah, that one of the spans of the date span is 71, right? So from again April 28th to next week Monday, 7/7, 2025, 71 days. Cyber attack equals 71. And we already spoke about the 188 and 109 concerning cyber attack. And then the 71st prime is 353. And from the global tech situation, hence why I sidebarred about Billy Boy there, on the 19th of July last year, usually, because it should have been the 20th. Last year was a leap year. So basically, is it the day that leaves 201 days of the year? And then they said, I'm sure they said as well, they had like a virus problem or something like that when it was changing to update the antivirus. And it's like, okay, you got the philanthropist, if I can get the flipping word out, or the fake philanthropist guy, Billy Goat, right? Think about it, as we pointed out before, Microsoft computers, viruses. Then now we got what in the what? What? Come on! I mean, really? Right. So, here we are. Right, boom. So the 71st prime, again, cyber attack 71. The 71st prime is 353. From July 19th, again, chaos 19. Yeah, so again, look how it fell perfect for them last year. Yeah, they had the 201 and the 19 because of the leap year. And don't forget that you had the scripted sports the next day with Jake Paul. Was he against I don't know if it was Mike Perry or it was Mike Tyson. But anyway, I'm sure scripted sports equals 201. Go figure. So anyway, it's 353 days from 2024, 19th of July. Hello. And again, I'm not going to go into all the stuff that goes with that dub plate, so be sure to check out the playlist there so you can get up to speed of why you need to also understand and know what took place July 19th last year and why, you know, the tech crisis and situation was going on. And why it's important. Blackouts equals 23. Oh man, what was it? The other 23. Hopefully it comes up with the next slide so I don't have to go back. But the Jesuits' birthday when they was founded on or recognized in Rome or France, whatever. 27th of September, yeah? So, of course, that's an interesting date. And if you don't know about the Martin Luther King, the original one, not the black guy, but that's who we got his name from, this other Martin Luther, who was doing the 95 Theses. And, of course, bringing attention to the Megalomaniacs, the Jesuit order. Is it Reform, Reformation? Anywho, two months, 3 weeks, 0 days. That 23 again. Blackouts 23 again. It's going to happen on a day with a life lesson at 23. Hopefully, it comes on the next slide. Oh, do you know what? Let me just quickly go back. Fuck's sake. Give me a moment here. So we just catch some of those 23s quickly. Oh god, I'm on the wrong flipping slide. Hold up. Here we go. So again, Blackouts 23. There's the other ones here. Was it you? Oh, no, it wasn't. Remember as well, power equals 77. That's one I forgot to say just recently when we was going over the 77s again. Alright, I don't want to go too back and forth, so you know what? Just rewind the video, yeah? Anything else concerning it, I don't want to go too back and forth. Because sometimes it can become like a blur. For somebody new, not so much for me. It's not like I'm going to brain fart as such for me. It's more like for somebody else, somebody that might be new, you know? So, hospitality check. Right, the American, hold up. So we spoke about the 353 days, the 71st prime, right? From July 19th to the upcoming. Hopefully, it doesn't happen on that day. Next week, Monday. And then we spoke about the 23, 2 months and 3 weeks. So from last year, and of course, oh my God, the 23 is for the Jesuit Order's birthday. Yeah, excuse me, 27th of September. So we've got the 19th of July, the 353 thing, and then we've got the 2 months and 3 days, 2 months and 3 weeks, 0 days. To the 27th of September, which is the establishment date when they was recognized. The Jesuits, of course, I'm talking about. Now, don't forget we had in the UK, which we already spoke about recently, and I have done before as well, the Spanish one. But we spoke about it again. We spoke about it again recently. Concerning the 2013 Blackout documentary. So it was like a docu-movie. I'm sure I'll put a link to it in the playlist, and it's on the wall, the community wall there, so you can watch it if you haven't seen it. So again, it was a Blackout docu-movie that was on Channel 4 in 2013. Be sure to check out the earlier entries so you can see how that comes into play. But with the other one called American Blackout, there's two. There's one that came out in 2006. I didn't really look on that one, or the date when it came out, but it's an hour 32 minutes. Remember the USA stuff, right? Or America, whatever. Sure. Is it United States of America? 132? So here we have American Blackout. You got the, and of course, if you just go with the minutes, remember Blackout's 32. But wait for the dub plate now. The American Blackout movie was released, because this is another one. There's two of them, right? So we've got another one. That was, so going with the 2013 one, which is in the same year as, they literally came out a month apart. So you got the English one, which I said I've got the link for in the playlist. That's in the description, or you'll find it on the community wall post from so many weeks back. You had on the other TV outlet, whatever, or media provider, National Geographic, they had one called American Blackout. Again, this one came out in 2013. Not to be confused with what I just spoke about with the last one that came out in 2006. Again, I don't know when that one came out. Concerning the month, I only know about the year, and we just spoke about how long the duration is of it. And again, United States of America equals 132. England also equals 132. But anyway, it's an hour 32 minutes. So anyway, American Blackout TV movie, 2013. I'm looking at it on the IMDb. October 27th, yeah? Again, ritual equals 27. "14 months, 1 week, and 4 days." So 14. USA equals 14, yeah? And remember, 7/7 next week, the day numerology, 7 add 7 is 14. So what a day if they're going to, put an end to no more electric for so many hours or for a week. Right? When end or dead the power, like kill the power, dead off the power. Dead equals 14, end equals 14. USA equals 14. And here we are, 140 months from 2013, October 27th. Yeah? 140 months, and then 1 week overhang with the 1 week, and it's a span of 3 days or include the end date, and you get 4 days. Yeah, so 14. Go figure. And that day leaves 65 days of the year. We've done some 65s earlier, so rewind the video for that. I just don't want to go back on myself right now. But what is the other dub play? Do you know what? I might as well quickly say it. The other dub play is. Why am I not seeing it? Where's it gone? So this is a dub play. Oh yeah. Next Monday, 7/7, has a numerology 7/7, 20/25 equals 59. American Blackout equals 59. So again, Blackouts 23. We've got a life lesson in 23, 7/7, 2/0, 2/5 equals 23. We've already gone over it and we're going to do it all again. But yeah, I mean, that is a dub play. American Blackout 59. And it's funny that it's 59, of course, if you know the Black History Month code concerning black people and all the disrespect and faithfulness that they do. And, you know, Black History Month ends on the 59th day of the year. Again, I'm not going to go into all of that right now, but interesting. Blackout, black. Yeah. Is it Negro 59? And all the rest. Yeah, this is a dub play. This is quite a dub play. Forgot to change the music from long time. Right. And in the same year, you've got 3 months, 3 weeks, 0 days from the hopefully not going to take place situation 7/7 2025 to the annual date October 27th for American Blackout TV show, mini movie, whatever. And remember, police, people, order, society, masonry, secrecy, federal government, federal 33. So again, police, people, order, society, masonry, secrecy, federal 33. Again, think about the magic being put out north, east, west, south, you know, the news and all the other media that they've got their tentacles, you know, spread to, as we've shown a bazillion times over and over. Again, magic equals 33. Sorcerer or sorcery, I'm sure, equals 33. Right. Right, that is it. I might fire it up again straight away, because there's some other bits to go over, but right, not sure how long that was. Oh, let me quickly play the video before I sign out. Cut the stream and be like, duh. I should have played that. Right. Okay, evidently. Quickly run these 2 videos and I will catch on the rebound. Alright, wholeness.
Turn off the TV, it's way too misleading. Telling them lies until you believe it. Repeat it, repeat it, repeat it, repeat it. It don't take a genius to pick up the pieces.
What's that for anyway?
It's a generator.
What does it do?
Nothing right now, but if I can get it to work, it could save our lives.
So how bad is it gonna be when the end of the world comes?
I don't know, but I got it all worked out so the three of us can survive in this house as long as possible.
3?
Me, Riley, and Granddad.
What about everyone else?
I can't save everyone else. If I tried, I'd just end up saving nobody.
What about me? Would you let me stay here? You know, if things got bad.
The plan is for 3 people, a 4th person, and we could run out of food or water.
But I'm your friend. Can't you make a plan for 4 people?
I guess.
I feel much better about that now. You know, Huey, everybody says you're a loony person, but I think one day you're gonna be smarter than everybody.
Turn off the TV, it's way too misleading. Telling them lies until you believe it. Repeat it, repeat it, repeat it, repeat it. It don't take a genius to pick up the pieces. I gotta speak in remedial English just for my niggas to see what's the meaning. Straight from the bottom, it's hell, I done seen it. It's crazy, the devil got that bitch on freezing. Turn off the TV, it's way too misleading. Telling them lies until you believe it. Boycott in Texas, this dangerous thinking. Boycott authority, dangerous thinking. Turn off the TV, it's way too misleading.
Well, it's going to be a dark and hot night for a lot of people. Thousands of people are without power in the North Bay as we speak. PG&E has cut the power off because of fire danger. In the last few minutes, actually, PG&E announcing it expects power to be restored by 7 p.m. tomorrow. So there's still a good 24 hours ahead of us. NBC Bay Area's Jody Hernandez joins us in Calistoga. And Jody, we've gone through this before. It's all for fire safety, but it's still very frustrating for so many people.
Very frustrating.
He was also born in '89. Chaos is '89, and he was born on the 9th birthday of the Georgia Guidestones, established March 22nd, 1980. So, and again, what you going to do when the grid goes down with Arizona's Monument Valley on the cover? J.J. Watt ends up in Arizona after Houston gets smashed 142 days after this album came out. And, of course, Valentine's Day can be written 14/2. And that is a number that relates to 9/11 too, because the 9/11 attack was 102 minutes, which is an hour and 42 minutes, and terrorist equals 142. Again, they keep saying that the next 9/11 will be the power grid going down. Monument Valley, which is on the cover of the album, equals 57. So does Conspiracy, but Valentine's Day had 57 date numerology as well. And yeah, so. What's frustrating to think is we keep putting out this kind of information, and it should all be archived. It should all be up on, YouTube and Google, but it's not. And eventually this video will not be there either. But for the entire time I've been here, my main focus has been the same thing, if you guys did not know that. Exposing who's behind the agenda and trying to get ahead of the curve so we can stop their plans before they happen. And we have not been able to stop their plans, but for people who've listened, we've definitely been able to help out a lot of people. And, anybody in Houston who'd taken this advice, they definitely did a lot better while it was freezing, because they had the information. They were more mentally prepared. And I got to admit, even before that happened, I wouldn't have thought that Houston could get that cold. That's why it was amazing to witness what they did to Houston, how cold they made it. And, again, weather warfare has been an admitted thing since '52. It's 2021, and we know how much technology. Think about it. What did TVs even exist in 1952? That's around the time they came out. But I mean, just think of a TV back then compared to a TV now, and a computer. Not even that long ago compared to a.
Oh no!
She'll find.
Dangerous thinking. dangerous thinking. They've been plotting, keeping secrets. Boycotting mortgage, that's dangerous thinking. Boycotting taxes, that's dangerous thinking. Boycott authority, dangerous thinking. Turn off the TV, it's way too misleading. Telling them lies until you believe it. Repeat it, repeat it, repeat it, repeat it. It don't take a genius to pick up the pieces. I gotta speak in remedial English just for my niggas to see what's the meaning. Straight from the bottom, it's hell, I done seen it. It's crazy, the devil got that bitch on freezing.
Try it.
I knew you could do it!
Guys, wait! You're gonna use up all the power!
What, boy?
You're gonna use up all the power!
I can't hear you. We have too much electronic equipment running at the same time.
Oh, I'm scared of the dark.
No.